OK, climbing up Mount Kilimanjaro. It's Africa's highest mountain. It's no mean feat. So think of doing that. It's daunting enough, yeah?
Yes.
I'm going to now strap a fridge onto your back.
Why?
OK, well, we're going to ask Mike Copeland, because he's an ex-serviceman, and he did that earlier this week, and he wanted to raise funds for mental health services.
Yeah, it took him 7 days to reach the summit. Let's take a look at some of his epic trek.
Day one, being the first man in history to carry a fridge to the top of Kilimanjaro. Let's go. Currently at 4,250 metres. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. Woo. 5-7.
Well, I'm really pleased to say Mike has made it back down, and he joins us now with the fridge.
Hello. We didn't think you'd spent enough time carrying the fridge.
I didn't think I'd have it on my back this soon.
So not only is it a fridge on your back, it's also full of your kit, isn't it? It's got your climbing kit and everything else inside. So it's about 25 kilograms?
25 kilo at the start, yeah. It was getting slightly heavier as I got to the top.
Have a rest.
Have a rest. I think you've earned it. Welcome back.
Thank you.
How was it?
Amazing. It was, it was an amazing experience. Very tough towards the end, but no, it was good.
So, how long did it take you? How many days? Because you spent, is it 6 days up, 2 days down?
Yeah, well, we summited on the 7th morning. We started the ascent at 1 o'clock in the morning. Had about 3 hours sleep. And then we come down very quickly. So, it's like 7 days up, day and a half, 2 days down.
And who was with you when you were going up?
I was on my own with a team of porters. But essentially, I went out there on my own, did it on my own with the porters.
Did they think you were absolutely crackers, is a word that was used? They wasn't absolutely crackers.
Yeah, you know, me and the porters, we had a very, very mutual respect, because I got to do Kilimanjaro like no one else has ever done it before. You know, the first man in history to do it carrying a fridge, and really the first person doing it with weight, because you know, I was carrying about 25 kilo and the porters are only allowed to carry 20. So
why a fridge? What is the symbolism of the fridge?
So the fridge, when I first started this, it was trying to get something that symbolises the burden of poor mental health and, you know, shows that weight on someone's shoulders when you're suffering with your mental health. And this is kind of what's, you know, what it represents.
And with that weight, you're also contending with, as we saw, you know, in some of this video, you know, some of the paths aren't great.
No.
And altitude.
Altitude
sickness is a real problem.
Yeah.
And you experience that.
Yeah. Once we got past 4,000 metres, you start feeling a bit of tightness in the forehead. You can get headaches. You can become nausea and very sick. Luckily, I felt OK. I didn't feel too bad. But as we got higher and higher, obviously the breathing is a big issue. You know, it's almost like using one lung to breathe. It's, you know, you feel very wheezy. So, yeah, it was getting difficult, especially on the summit day.
I want to go back to this analogy of the fridge and mental health.
Yes.
And so is it because you were talking about, obviously, there's the obvious thing, OK, you're carrying something on your shoulders.
Yeah.
But you also carried your hiking equipment inside.
Yeah.
So you carried the tools that you need, but they were hidden as well.
Yeah.
So is that kind of some reflection on how people are dealing with mental health issues at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I chose Kilimanjaro and to be the first man in history to climb Kilimanjaro with a fridge to raise awareness for mental health, but more importantly, men's mental health. Because I think a lot of men who are out there struggling at the minute, it's quite apparent because 75% of all suicides are men and only 36% of people who actually seek help are men. So that's kind of a backwards, you know, statistic. So trying to make men realise and get this message across that you're not weak if you speak, families don't need men that are bottling it up and are ready to implode, explode at any point. They want strong, emotionally available men. And I think, you know, trying to get that message across that you can talk about your emotions as a man and still be strong.
What have you experienced that makes you feel so impassioned about getting this message across?
I've always struggled with overthinking and never feeling I'm good enough. And, you know, I struggle with self-worth. And I know that's probably hard for a lot of people to, you know, think because I've been in the army.
And you've just climbed Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, I was a physical training instructor in the army. I was a bodybuilder for 10 years. And, you know, people would look at me and think, oh, you know, stuff wrong with him. But no, you know, I do really struggle with that kind of self-worth. And the reason why I've always done challenges is because it creates self-worth. And, you know, I encourage anyone to take on a challenge, challenge yourself, push yourself mentally, push yourself physically. Because every time you do it, you gain that little bit of confidence and that little bit of self-worth every time you do it.
Well, Michael, I mean, I'm no one to judge, but I think what you've done definitely it deserves a round of applause, and your self-worth should definitely be boosted by that.
Thank you.
You've raised awareness.
When you see this, how does it make you feel? You're like, I've done that.
Yeah, yeah, it's quite surreal. I got quite emotional towards the top because, like I said, what I'm trying to push, you know, on my social media and what I've been trying to do for the last 2 years with the other 2 events I've done is, you know, I've been trying to really push this awareness because, you know, I really believe that it is a big problem and we need to do something about it. But yeah, it does make me quite emotional when I think, you know, when I got towards the top, what I've done over the last 2 years. Yeah, it's an amazing thing.
So good to see you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back.
No worries. But if I could just say, if anyone would like to donate, it's on the GiveStar website, Kilimanjaro Mountains for Mental Health. And if you go on my socials, Michael Copeland or The Fridge Man, you will find links to donate on there as well.
Sure they will. Michael, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be back tomorrow from 6 o'clock. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
See you then. Bye-bye.